What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Tisha Tales. We are at Tisha Tales channel. Man, she is putting it down. Hey, check this out, man. I ain't gonna talk much because this is a hour and 40 minutes. This one her live stream. One of my people on our live stream has said that I should do this one right here. This is deep. She gonna get real deep, man. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't seen it yet. So we all watching this together. If you haven't seen it, let's check it out. Here we go.
How y'all doing today? Thank you for joining for a special midnight live, y'all. Let's just get to it.
Midnight
Yesterday
live.
we did a live exposing the fact that Diddy's case, right, is still alive and well with the Jane Doe. Now we are eagerly awaiting what Tony Busby is going to say. Tony Busby has not taken on any new clients. He literally has his hand full with this one. Okay, what is going on? New evidence has presented themselves. It seems like I did a little research and I think I might have found the key to the case. I want to revisit some of the evidence from last night and clarify. And on top of that, NBC News is being looked at in the point of bias in that interview. Again, I'm not saying they didn't do a good job, but they did a good job as if it was a hit piece. Okay. So where do you guys want to start? Did you guys watch my live from last night? If not, let me just tell you this, right? I feel like a lot of people are being unnecessarily cruel to Jane Doe. Why? Because she said she is autistic. You heard her talk. She is clearly on the spectrum, okay? Now, a couple of experts have come out and said that it sounds like with her degree of autistic impairment, couple of things. Autistic people, when they are not good liars. They are not good liars at all. If you've ever worked around anyone with autism, you would know they are not good liars. You can ask them the same question over and over and over. They will not lie. They will give you the same answer. Okay. On top of that, we are side-eyeing Tony Busby and a few other people for letting this woman who appears, well, not even appears, she says she has some type of cognitive decline or impairment as it was, get in and talk to NBC alone when they are asking her questions. Now, why is it? I'm going to get into this groundbreaking evidence, right? And we're going to revisit the evidence from last night because some people need me to go over it again, right? Let's start with NBC News first, okay? Just bear with me and then we'll do the reveal. With NBC News, and also a lot of stuff has been buried in the archive. With NBC News, okay? They know when dealing with sensitive subject matters and sensitive topics, there is a way you do stuff. There's also a way you phrase stuff. The fact that you did this huge interview and you only gave us sound bites. For instance, the father, what about the father? The father drove 5 hours. We don't know. And this just goes into any thinking person. When I ask you a question, like, I'm on live. Sorry. When I ask you a question and I say, like, yo, what's your favorite ice cream? Right? And you answer, I like maple pecan cardamom, Alex's ice cream. If I take that soundbite and I plug it in anywhere in the in the conversation without any context or reference, you can't really make an educated guess. And I'm saying this from someone that follows legal cases. I'm saying this as somebody that reads. I'm saying this from someone that graduated 3rd grade in America, right? If you don't have context, nothing else matters. For instance, the way they said when asked about picking his daughter up, the father said, I don't think I really remember that. How did you ask him? What did you ask him? What was the context? Did you do a follow-up or did you just simply grab these news bites? NBC News should have handled this, in my opinion, with more care, especially when the fact you were talking to somebody with cognitive impairments. Now, I know some people don't care because their faves are on the line, but
Okay. Which is true. I think what she's saying, check this out, man, real talk. I can do an interview and chop it all up and I can ask you a question Right. I can ask you 5 questions and then I can take your answers and turn them around to fit how I want this narrative to go. For example, how was how was the how was the show? Just say I don't know. How was the show? Oh man, the show was great, man. I think it was all that. It was great. So then I asked you a question about somebody being 𝗟𝗓𝗡. Oh man, it was great. Well, when you 𝗟'd that girl, how did you feel? Oh man, it was great. You see what I'm saying? So that when you be putting these clips together, like, that's not what I said. I mean, I didn't say that. Man, they done put this thing together and you don't even know that happened until after the fact. We don't know which answers go with the questions from the father, any of them. You know, that's what she's saying.
Right now, we are
basically
talking about the case with Diddy. In this PowerPoint presentation, it's not to convince you guys that Diddy is going to get the electric chair because it's not legal. The whole point of saying this is the case will move forward. There is enough evidence, okay? So just to give you guys a quick recap from last night, there is a case called 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦. It was the archdiocese. It literally set a precedence in New York State second appellate. Now, I know this is in federal court, but second appellate is very persuasive, especially when the federal law does not speak directly to this. What does that say? That when you are dealing with somebody with the CVA, the Childhood Victim Act, right? Their recollection of times, dates, places, and maybe even people does not have to be spot on. Now, this is not binding, but it is pervasive, right? I'm sorry, persuasive. It does not have to be spot on. Why? Because everybody that actually studies this, that has letters behind their name, everybody actually says, no, when you deal with this type of stuff, there's missing memory blanks. Okay. Abraham last night on live, I don't want to put you on blast, but Abraham shared a harrowing journey and said that all he remembered was fighting to get away and then running down the hallway. Nothing else about the incident. When you go through traumatic things, okay, ask anyone that's been to war, ask anyone that's been unfortunately abused, ask anyone that's been into any situation where their fight or flight reflex is high key, you really don't remember that many details. On top of that, if you are a victim of a traumatic SA, your mind compartmentalizes, your mind blocks things off. Add that into something being 25 years ago. Now, people, naysayers might say, oh, what? So what? You mean to tell me? Yes. I don't mean to tell y'all anything. I mean the actual experts that run the court system. And I don't give a damn what anybody on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever is saying. I don't even care what I'm saying. The people that make the laws, the people that run the court system, the people that service these vulnerable individuals, and the research, the scientific research all says the same thing. I don't care if this doesn't align with somebody's version of, no, that's not fair. This is what it is. So when you take the fact that it happened 25 years ago, much like 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 with the archdiocese, it's a pivotal case. I talked about it in detail on my last live. Go look at it. It's in the very beginning. We're going to move on in a second. I just want to set it up and cue this up for anybody that might not know, right? The whole point of the matter is when you, one second, y'all. The point of the matter is when you line all that up, okay? When you line all that up, they actually say that you don't need to give specifics. It just needs to be within 4, maybe 6 years of when it actually happened, because trauma makes you forget. Now, why 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 is also so pivotal in the second appellate of New York State Court is it also sets a precedence that they will give that same grace for people that have cognitive impairment, mental impairment. You get that same grace. I find it odd that so many people are being so cruel and vicious and nasty over a woman that is clearly, first of all, if she didn't have any cognitive impairments, people still can't remember every single thing that happened 24 years ago. Tell me what happened to you 24 years ago, word for word. I know you think you remember. Now, we can argue that Tony Busby should have did a better job prepping this woman and shouldn't have put her out to the wolves. But we can also argue that MSNBC did, to me, a shit job of actually this groundbreaking report. It seemed like they just wanted to get the fights.
Yeah, they just want to get a story. They just want to get a story, but also, well, I'm gonna let her keep going. But wait a minute, because we got a long way to go.
In New York State, if you are cognitive impairment, or if it happened to you decades ago and you are a child, the court will allow the case to proceed, right? It does not mean you're going to win the case, but they will allow the case to proceed. Why? Because the experts and the people that study this all agree memory goes missing in cases like this, and you have to allow for it, okay? So I say all this to say, okay, if you guys were watching live yesterday, 2003 is the year I believe all this happened. 2003. Now, people, I understand, would rightly doubt it, right? That it would happen in 2003. But let me just flip through these receipts really quick, and let me then get to the surprise witness of what's going to blow this case out the water. And I think I found a clue that is going to literally put all this in order. All right. Okay. Are y'all ready for this? Yes, I went back to investigating. And yes, I got things. And yes, also I found out.
You go, girl. I was
looking through the archives. I mean, like the Library of Congress archives. Diddy has been running amok for years, and he scrubbed a lot of information off the internet. However, the Library of Congress remembers. Now, interestingly enough, right, a lot of Diddy's worst behavior happened while he was at MTV. Remember a few months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, when MTV decided out of the blue to delete all their archives, all their work, all their video footage, all the articles? MTV was a pop culture lexicon. Their articles should have been in the Library of Congress. If you guys don't know what the Library of Congress is, every time something is printed, made, that is some type of media, right? Print, digital, whatever. And it is notable. And notable for whatever reason, it goes into the Library of Congress. That will be America's lasting legacy if these drones flying over New Jersey actually have their way with America, okay? They declined to do that. They could have easily kept it up. Storage is just a fraction of the cost. They could have given it to the Library of Congress for them to store. Instead, they chose to delete everything. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. But it is funny that Diddy is about to go down. Some would say he's already down. And MTV, who would have the receipts to pull in Viacom, MTV, Comcast, I don't know, all that stuff, right? The parent companies and everything, pulled them in and cost them billions, mysteriously just delete anything. But I don't think it's just Diddy. I think there might have been a lot of stuff from that time. Because I was talking to my friend the other day, right? And she was saying that, we'll get into that later. I will say this. I think people are forgetting how grimy the early 2000s were. And if you go to those blogs and you talk to other people, it was normal back then. From 2000
it's about to get juicy.
I don't know, definitely in the 90s, early 2000s, for grown men to have their little young John, to have their little sweet thing, to have their little bad John that's 15, maybe 16 years old, that follows them around slavishly, but that's what they keep. America, and definitely the hip hop community, to dating 15 and 16-year-olds evolved greatly from the 90s to the 2000s. From 2000 to 2005, they still had it, but around 2006, 7, 8, from what I see in the blog articles, it became very, very weird to be sitting there with a little kid. R. Kelly was R. Kelly for so long because it was acceptable. Everybody had their little young John. And by everybody, we ain't saying any names, but whatever, right? But getting back to this MTV thing, right? One of the things under question, because due to copyright, I had to cut this out of my last live. It doesn't matter. I am coming back and dropping receipts. Good Charlotte, Joel and Benji Madden. There's these two boys right there with the sticky blicky mask and the eyeliner, right? They were supposed to, Jane Doe said she saw them at the MTV Music Awards, okay? Now, if you go into, this is them right here. If you go into their archives, right? You definitely see that, and this is from their tour archives, even though it's very hard to find. They were actually at the VMAs 2003. They actually won the Viewers' Choice Award. Benji Madden was 100% there in 2003. Now, why we can admit there's no way they could be there in 2000, because as you see in 2000, well, wrong screenshot, but in September 7th, 2000, they were actually on tour.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our videos. If you want to check out our live channel, the Music Recording Network Live, where we dive deeper into videos that we put up and talk about different things that's going on in the world. You can participate in our chat, or you can come on live. You don't even have to show your face. Go to our live channel, subscribe, voice your opinion, because we would like to hear from you and help us come up with solutions. Now, let's continue on with this video. I'm trying to let y'all know that this lawyer is playing chess. Let's throw this out there. Let's throw that out there. Let's throw this, and we're going to rebuttal this, rebuttal that. This is going to get so in. We haven't even started looking at the onion yet to start peeling layer by layer. We haven't even looked at the onion. We are still very, very much in the beginning. That's all I want y'all to know. We are in the very, very beginning. People say, well, why would he put that weak? It's 5 people, 5 other YouTubers said this to me. Why would he put that weak case out there? You don't want to, you just want to test the waters with the weak stuff. You got 120 cases. Dude, he got an ace in the hole, man. I'm trying to let y'all know. Let him do his work. We don't know. We never passed the law. We don't know the strategies that he's going to be using. So let him do his thing. Let him work his magic. He ain't there for, dude, he's not there. He got to know something. We may not like all his moves, but then he probably tricking us, be like, damn. Just like this little girl said, they was like, well, we was on tour at that time. She's a little special, and it's been 25 years. And go on, Tisha. Come on, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
In 2000, well, wrong screenshot, but in September 7th, 2000, they were actually on tour. For 2000 VMAs at Radio City Music Hall, it actually took place on September 7th. I do agree it's a tight thing. I don't know if they would fly in and out for Diddy's party, but that doesn't mean that they didn't. However, you see it right now on their tour record archives. So on August 28th, 2023, Good Charlotte, including Good Charlotte, including Benji Madden, were actually booked to actually perform. There was Coldplay, Beyonce, Black Eyed Peas, Metallica, Britney Spears. This was the year that Madonna tongue kissed Britney and Christina Aguilera. Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Madonna, Christina Aguilera, Jay-Z, Sean Paul. Wait, hold on. Was this a VMAs where Beyonce came out of the ceiling singing Baby Boy? And you heard Sean Paul's voice, Sean Paul, but Sean Paul was sitting in the audience going like this. Beyonce performed Baby Boy, which was her breakout hit, without Sean Paul, while Sean Paul sat in the audience of the Video Music Awards. I think this is the Video Music Award. I think, right? Anyway, Christina Aguilera, Jay-Z, Sean Paul, Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott, Good Charlotte, Method Man, Redman, and Dave Navarro. Okay? And Dave Navarro. So from this, and I'm just going to take you out through this really quick, we've established that Benji Madden of the band Good Charlotte attended the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards. Again, the VMAs can be Video Music Awards or the video or the movie VMAs movie awards, whatever. The point of it is we're talking about the MTV Music Awards at Radio City Music Hall. Benji Madden actually performed. What proof is there, since people are even doubting, because people are like, no, you don't understand, Joel and they weren't in the same band. Again, I'm just walking out through the receipts before we get to the cliffhanger, okay? Here is a picture from 2003 MTV Video Music Awards rehearsal days with Benji Madden, okay? He was definitely performing. He was even caught rehearsing. Keep all this in mind because it's going to be very, very important at the end. Welcome to the We then get to, okay, well, what about Diddy? Was Diddy there? Because people are, listen, because one picture labeled wrong is getting everybody in a tither. Let's get into what telling things that Chris Rock had to say at the 2003 Video Music Awards.
2003
Here we go.
MTV Video Music Awards.
Okay.
Yeah, but my favorite show on MTV is Making the Band with P. Diddy. It's the best show on all of television because you get to see Puff Daddy be a mentor to the children. And who better than Puff Daddy to show the kids wrong from wrongo? That's right, you get to see Puff Daddy pass down great fatherly advice like,
listen. So anyway, let's get back into this, right? Just to let you guys know, I was the first to break the story and I was the first to research it. So let's get that straight, right? But it doesn't matter. We can all share, but I know for a fact I was the first to break the story and I was the first to research it. So please hold your applause to the end. In any case,
Yeah,
right?
she's talking to the chat.
great fatherly advice like,
okay. Now, at the end of the day, there has been some doubt because, just hear me out, guys, the photo records are being scrubbed from the internet. Even from Getty Images, they are being scrubbed. Last night when I went on live, I showed an image of Diddy at the 2003 MTV Movie Awards. However, again, you can see from these Getty Images, they are few and far between, but they definitely exist. On August 28th, 2003, singer Usher arrives at P. Diddy's MTV Video Music Awards after party at show on August 28th. Now, it's important to know that after the party is an after party, and after the party is probably whatever, right? It's important to know that the actual after party, even though Diddy is hosting this one, it is sponsored by MTV. Of course, nothing is jumping off. There is an after party or a freak off. How do we know? Well, I'm going to actually quote the articles and put them on the screen, but every single major publication was going crazy a few months ago when Diddy's party planner actually said, and she went under anonymous, and Diddy had plenty of party planners, but the party planner from 2000 to 2005 went anonymously and said he timed all his freak-offs to coincide with movie premieres, fights. So the movie premieres are in LA, the fight matches, boxing is in Vegas, and also the Video Music Awards, which are held in Los Angeles, Miami, and also New York. They timed the freak-offs. She then went, and I'll show you the quotes from major news organizations, to say that Diddy spent upwards of $500,000 on the party. But then she said the private invitation only Smex party that also was scheduled for that night, he gave no budget for decoration. She could go crazy. They had 3 or 4 interior designers. They all vouched for that. Yes, they were all anonymous. The party voucher from the party planner from 2000 to 2005. Yes, she actually said this. Now, here's the real gag. I got a surprise for y'all. The surprise is that I found out who that party planner is, and I proved who that party planner is. And I believe this party planner holds the key to busting this case wide open. I'm just saying, is this one of the people that Diddy was doing witness intimidation, witness coercion? Because she's already spoken. She knows where the bodies are buried. And I'm going to walk you through what she knows, how she knows it, and why it's so pivotal. But until then, just let me get through this. I'll be really quick, okay? So right now, here we have a picture of Usher. Again, there is the music awards. There is the official sponsored after party. And then there is an after party that Diddy has outside of every VMA. The prosecutors have already affirmed this. Outside of every VMA and some fights that he has. And it is an annual thing, almost like the white party is an annual thing, okay? This is his MO. This is what he does. We don't have to argue this. Go look at the legal documents. Okay, so we have that. All right, let's get into this, right? Now, also, Usher's at the after party. Now, shh, take it slow. We don't have to bow up. I'm just saying, Usher has an interesting past with Diddy, but he tried his best to never miss a Diddy event. Okay, now let's get into this, right? So anyway, there is proof there was an after party. Why am I showing these pictures? Because these pictures are being scrubbed off the net. Okay, I will also say that the point of, was Diddy there? Diddy was there. His date was Kim Porter. Okay, now pay attention to Diddy's t-shirt, very white. This is from the red carpet at the after party, the official sponsored after party. He is there with Kim Porter. Okay, now let's keep going. Okay. We have another image that was pulled from Getty Images archives. Again, for some reason, there's a million pictures of the 2003 movie awards, but there's barely any pictures of the MTV Music Awards show. And they are in Google search, but when you go to Getty Images, they are few and far between. I believe that somebody has wiped them. You can pay Getty Image to remove images. You can pay Getty Images to do anything. All right. Kim Porter and Sean P. Diddy Combs during the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards show. All right, there we go, right? Let's keep going. Now, here's the interesting thing about things being scrubbed from the internet. This woman, who was a girl at the time, said that she remembers Eminem performing on the street at the 2000 VMAs, okay? Now, I did look, and a lot of people said that, well, that has to be a lie because your 2003 theory falls apart because Eminem did not attend the 2003 VMAs. Except for the fact that is not true. He 100% did attend. But as I think as early as last week, that record is wiped from the internet. If you ask ChatGPT, if you ask Gemini, if you ask Google, did Eminem attend the Video Music Awards for 2003? They say he attended, I think, 99, 2000, 2006. It's a big gut. And they all said the same thing. That's normal for Eminem. He always just sometimes he comes, sometimes he doesn't. I thought that was weird. I had to do a lot of research because here's the thing. He did not perform at the 2003 Video Music Awards. He was actually performing on the street in 2000, right? J-Lo also walked the red carpet. Again, keep in mind that the courts allow for melding of memories. As long as it is substantially proven that the sum of your accusation is true. She is saying that Diddy raped her. So it doesn't matter whether J-Lo was standing outside the door. It doesn't matter whether Eminem was performing down. It doesn't matter whether, truth be told, it doesn't even matter whether she was talking to Benji Madden. All she has to prove is that Diddy raped her. That's it. And the courts, the experts, the people that know how to deal with people that have had traumatic childhoods and people that have a cognitive impairment, they all recognize that it needs to be teased out. Now, again, Busby should have done a better job of protecting his client. And again, I'm waiting for his response. Right? There is a chance in the world that Busby can throw up the white flag and be like, okay, you guys got me. I was lying. I find it hard to believe that someone that is so well respected in their state as a skilled trial attorney and litigator literally just bought a case and got into a public fight with a billionaire over some made up BS. But weirder things have happened. So Busby can wave the red flag, but I honestly do believe what is going to happen is the case is going to proceed. Again, you only need to prove your substantive claims, and her claim is Diddy raped her. But let's talk about that 2000, and let's talk about Eminem. They're saying it couldn't have been 2000 because she said she saw Eminem, and guess what? Eminem wasn't anywhere around in the VMAs in 2003, except for the fact that even though the internet won't reflect it, we found archived footage. Let's get into the archived footage. Thank God for Ferdinand VII on YouTube. Now, remember that picture of Diddy standing next to Kim Porter? He was wearing that white T-shirt that said Barry White. Here he is with the members of some of the members of Run DMC. He's wearing the same Barry White shirt, just in case people think that something's getting chopped and screwed. Eminem and 50 Cent's best rap video. Even though it is so hard to find anything on the web, and the web is actually saying that he did not attend the Video Music Awards in 2003, you will see from this video with Diddy wearing the same exact shirt he had on the red carpet. He presents this title, he presents this award to 50 Cent. And who's that by him? Who is that man in the powder blue tracksuit and a do-rag? Wait, is that a do-rag? That better not be a do-rag because he ain't getting no waves out of that. My whole point of the matter is, okay, just listen to me. And I don't want to get all conspiracy theory, but I find it odd.
I remember that, so I know everybody else got to remember that.
From the web. And the only thing you can find is a 2003 movie award, and to do significant digging to find images of the 2008 Video Music Award after party. The fact that if you go to Google, Gemini, ChatGPT right now and say, was Eminem there? They will all say he did not attend. When in fact, when you look at archive footage, right? He not only attended, but he accepted the award with 50 Cent for best rap video. Is it a coincidence?
On the stage, man.
Wow, this is a throwback. Is it a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I do want to say this, right? We are dealing with deep money. We are dealing with a system that was put in place that allowed Diddy, if you believe this, right, to prosper. We can literally set the stage to prove that Diddy was in fact there. The courts say, I don't care what anybody that just want to like going crazy, right? The courts say, and again, not to y'all, but the people in the back. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if you think it's stupid. It don't matter if you want to sit there and just be a petty bee and like break down and nitpick everything. The courts say that there will be a 4 to 6 year grace period for when people are recounting stuff. Again, she's saying 2000, but it's 2003. And tell me why there is so little evidence in these search engines. Because when you go into archives, hold on really quick, y'all. When you go into archives, that's the interesting thing about archives, right? They're not available for the web, but there is a record. It's very difficult and very time consuming and very tedious to go through. But again, it's just odd to me that the record is being erased. And one of the reasons the record might be being erased is the fact that MTV deleted a couple months ago for no reason all of their archives. So unless it was downloaded into another website, it's very, very hard to find. Okay, right? So here we go. So we know that Eminem was definitely there. Let me put this back on the Summer Jam screen so you can see. We know that Eminem was definitely there. Okay, 100%. Here he is. You saw Diddy with the white shirt. Nobody can deny that. We saw Getty images. That was her. There's Missy Elliott. She was supposed to, I believe, perform. We saw Getty images saying that August 28th. Okay, y'all got it, right? Okay. So really quick, I'm gonna run through this just to test your mind. In 2000, attending the VMAs was on my bucket list at 13. It was like, oh my gosh, one of those things I've got to do. She snuck out the window to evade her parents. A friend drove her to Radio Music Hall, right? People thronged into viewing areas outside the venue, which was decked out with awards. Crowds roared when J-Lo arrived. Eminem performed on the street. Again, I know everybody is like, how could you make that mistake? You guys have to believe me. I actually don't believe me. Please just go Google and read 5 lines from any article about survivors of assault, about PTSD, about even abused children, physically abused children, and definitely about people autistic with cognitive impairment. It happens. It happens. You don't need to suspend disbelief. It happens. If you don't know it happens, please go and educate yourself. It's out there, right? So maybe she is confusing 2000 with 2003, because when you change the dates for 2000 and 2003, everything else actually checks out. Everything else checks out. Yeah, she didn't see Eminem perform. Maybe she saw it on TV the year before. It was 24 years ago. The courts will allow that. Eminem was there. 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 was there. Diddy was there. Diddy hosted after parties. But what's more important, we're going to bring proof that his party planner hosted a Smex party afterwards, which she decorated, which Diddy spared no expense in doing. And we actually found, even though the party planner was speaking anonymously to the New York Post, the New York Times, all this stuff, we actually found out who she is. And when you find out who she is, yeah, it's a funny story how we actually found that, okay? Again, she spoke with 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 at the after party. Now, let me just fast forward a little bit there. That's the things. Why is this so important? Because one, right? One on did he host 2003 MTV Movie Awards after party? I know I brought that up yesterday and showed it, but I want to tell you the significance of that. A lot of people are doubting that the limo driver would look at her and tell her, you're just Diddy's type. Come on, let's go back, right? They would doubt that. Why would Diddy look at a 13-year-old girl? I don't know. But to the point, the 2003 MTV Movie Awards, which Diddy, not the music awards, but the movie awards, which Diddy, the after party and the after party that he actually hosted with notorious, some people would say dirtbag, scumbag Ashton Kutcher in Los Angeles. The reason why people believe that Diddy had his limo driver out in New York looking for 13-year-old girls, if you can believe the video, it's because in LA, I believe this happened in June at the MTV Movie Awards. Diddy was seen inviting a 13-year-old actress to an after party. And again, you look at Farnsworth Bentley's face, which, by the way, Farnsworth Bentley might be the surprise witness for the stand that got Diddy's mouth hanging completely open, right? You look at Farnsworth Bentley's face. He looks worried. He looks scared. The little girl looks scared. Diddy looks like an absolute creep. He did this, I believe, in June of 2003, and he did it publicly and thought it was funny. And the media ran with him inviting and the way he's talking to her. So why do people think it's such a stretch that if Diddy did this publicly at the MTV Music Awards in 2003, why on earth, right, and laughing about it, why on earth wouldn't why on earth wouldn't Diddy actually his limo driver know what Diddy likes? And how do we know that limo driver didn't get a bonus for bringing that girl over there? Again, Diddy was seen publicly flirting with a 13-year-old.
Wow, that's
a few months prior. That was, I think, in June in Los Angeles Movie Awards. And in August in New York City, Radio City Music Hall, the 13-year-old at the time was alleging that she was brought to them. Now, let me just rewind really quick because I think it's important to note at this point, key details of her story, if you look at it from 2003, are adding up. Now, again, remember when I said that the archive is actually being scrubbed a little bit, right? Listen. Okay. But anyway, let's just move on. Okay. The whole point of the matter, I'm getting to the point, just let me get here, right? Again, it is not being denied that Eminem performed on the street in 2000. What I am saying is she combined memories. And what I am saying is no matter how much anybody gets mad, the judge and the jury will accept that. All you need to do is get a few expert witnesses to testify. But you guys, there's more. If she is 2000, if it is 2000, like we did 2003, like we discussed last night, I do believe this woman got her date wrong. Now, again, hear me out. Tony Busby could come in and say, guess what? We lied. Case over. I have a hard time believing he's doing it. For the record, Tony Busby has not taken any new clients. Tony Busby is not working with anybody but the clients that he actually has. If you call Tony Busby's law firm, you can leave an email or a message, and a messaging service will get back to you. When I say messaging service,
I'm sorry, but this chair is so uncomfortable, and I have finally gotten comfortable, so I apologize. Now I'm getting sleepy.
Law offices don't have
researching is so freaking hard, and I'm trying to turn the volume down because this chair squeak and all that stuff. So y'all bear with me. Here we go.
You can leave a email or a message, and a messaging service will get back to you. When I say messaging service, law offices don't have like, hey, what's going on? It's Tisa. Leave a number. Beep. When law offices messaging services, they actually have people that are trained to be intake. Okay, they're not licensed lawyers. They're not even paralegals. They basically hire customer service reps to call you and be like, hi, I'm calling from blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we saw the information you sent in and we're just following up. Their whole job is to take information, see if it hits the criteria. And if it does, perhaps a meeting will be scheduled with a lawyer. The fact that they are nice to you, take your information, take your number, that doesn't mean that you guys are working together. It just means that they are doing their legal due diligence by actually talking. Okay. Now, why did I say all this? Because the one thing, again, archive, right? MTV BMA's performance, 2003 Eminem. All right. Again, it is what it is. The archive is being found. Now, again, I don't think that he actually performed at the 2000 VMAs, but it's hard to find the full version of the 2003 VMAs. Okay. Right now, like, again, MTV, Good Charlotte, Diddy was there, the after party there, the after party was there. So the only question is what actually happened at that after party and where the after party happened. A lot of people like to say, well, Diddy had Jay-Z and Beyonce was there. They even performed Crazy in Love. Y'all remember that, right? The after party, right? This is at the 2003. Let's just skip over this because I want to address actually the living situation, okay? Diddy purchased a house in Bergen County that's the little girl that Diddy was in her face. Probably he wouldn't want her anymore because whatever. Let's address this. 9 years later, Diddy finally sells sprawling Alpine, New Jersey estate. Now, there's a couple of things that people need to realize. One, it does have a circular driveway. Two, Diddy purchased it in 2004. That does not mean he was not leasing it. It does not mean he was not renting it. It just means that he decided to purchase it in 2004. Why is this important? Because if you look at the Internet Archives in Saddle Horse or Saddleback in Alpine and plenty of places in Bergen County, Diddy had apartments, he had homes, and he had mansions. Now, let me just say this. Is this the mansion that Diddy had the freak off in? I strongly suggest it is. If not, it is a place in Jersey with mansions. You look at a child's memory, you look at somebody with autism, I can see this house being illuminated and lit up at night with people walking around in all white, because that was Diddy's thing, and thinking they pulled into a circular driveway with people all white. But let me just say this, because I think it's important to say, because I think people are missing the forest for the trees because they want to argue so much because they want Diddy to be innocent. Is this proof that Diddy's guilty? No. Is it enough to know that the case is going to move forward? Absolutely. It's not over until the fat lady sings, right? At the end of the day, though, I do want to say this. Diddy also had a New Jersey mansion on the market for 4.2. He had an apartment in Bergen County. Diddy was deep in Bergen County. It's closest to the Yonkers part of New York. And Yonkers is right next to Mount Vernon, where Diddy actually grew up. To put it, this was Diddy's stomping ground. And everybody who's anyone from Fabulous to Mary J. Blige to people in the thing, they all moved over the bridge to this part of the bridge, this part of Jersey, Bergen County. Now, I know what you're saying. So, Tisa, where is the house, right? If you don't believe that it was actually held at this house, again, I know he bought it in 2004. You have to know, I'm getting ahead of myself. You have to know that at the end of the day, Diddy's MO, right? Again, this is from one major news publication, but there are many. We're learning more about what went on at Sean Diddy Combs' freak-offs and how to get on the list. According to a federal indictment against the rapper, he often threw these orgy-style rug and alcohol-fueled parties with SMEX workers mixed in with celebrities, wannabe influencers, and industry people. Okay? This is the party organizer saying, "We would do a weigh-in if necessary." One unnamed organizer told the New York Post, "The girls had to be young and hot, so I always had a scale near me in case I needed to make sure." The number was 140 pounds. But if the girl was tall, a little bit of the...
Hold up, did she yawn? So it's okay to yawn.
Scale near me in case I needed to make sure. The number was 140 pounds. But if the girl was tall, a little bit of discretion was actually involved. Sorry, guys. Let's just get back to that. Again, Diddy gave discretion if somebody was tall. Diddy was famous.
Man, I can wake up. This stuff is long, y'all. Investigating.
Bad. Diddy was crazy, right? On top of that, the party planner. The latter party planner worked with Diddy in 2004 and 2005. It's unclear where the parties were held. The singer told them all over the place, from hotels. The singer held them all over the place, from hotels, entertainment venues, as well as homes in the Hamptons, LA, and Miami Beach. Now, just to let you know, this is an excerpt from a larger article, right? I believe in the New York Post, that actually spoke to about 3 or 4 party planners that Diddy worked with. Some worked in the 90s, some worked from 2000 to 2004-5. Others worked from 2004-5 to 2009. And there are some that work from 2010 to present. So keep that in mind, okay? I think people are forgetting when it's just like, well, Diddy couldn't have been staying in the Manhattan apartment, and that's not his house. I think we're forgetting that in Cassie's lawsuit, Cassie actually said that Diddy rented out hotels because he didn't like the mess it made in his house. Okay? I believe the Mondrian in South Beach, the one and only in South Beach, is where freak-offs actually happened. The feds know this. He rented hotels entertainment venues, as well as homes in Hamptons, LA, and Miami Beach. Also, of course, in New York City. Hold on. One second. I got other sound bites. Hold on. In terms of the dress code, there were no pants, no jeans, no flat shoes. Every girl had to wear a party dress, preferably very short, just enough to cover her butt cheeks, but no longer than mid-thigh. Sorry. We're going to wrap this up in a second. Cleavage showing, and every single one of them had to wear stilettos. That one, there was no exception. High stilettos. They said age was reportedly not a factor. It was don't ask, don't tell. This is a direct quote from the party planner that handled Diddy's parties between 2000 and 2004. I am splicing the article up. If you want to read the full article, go to the New York Post, page 6, but it was quoted in a bunch of other online articles. It's not hard to find, right? So I said this. For those of people saying, well, it doesn't make sense because the house. Maybe that house in Alpine isn't the house. I strongly suggest it is. But even then, the feds, the party planners, and the people involved in the freak-offs all said that Diddy always had it at other venues. Even when Diddy had freak-offs in his Miami home, it was in the freak-off mansion number 2. Not where Diddy actually lived. It was not where Diddy actually lived. So I, going through the archives and reading all the stuff about the party planner, said, wait a second. Remember when there was that article about Diddy throwing Meek Mill's a party, right? And y'all know it was like Sodom and Gomorrah, carnage, all this stuff. And the host and the party planner that set up the thing said he left it an absolutely disgusting mess. It literally looked like an orgy had just left out of there. So that's when I said, you know what? Who was Diddy's party planner between 2000 and 2005? More importantly, who was Diddy's party planner in 2003? Who indeed? You guys, I scoured the web. I looked. She actually, I believe, gave an interview to, of course, page 6, but she did it under being anonymous. I believe I have found the person. And I believe when you see how I found her, your jaw's going to drop. But I believe we have found this person. And I believe that if the feds, Tony Busby, or anybody else that wants to sue Diddy can actually bring her in to make a statement, that the case will be blown wide open because she knows through receipts what venue Diddy rented. She knows through receipts where the parties were thrown. She knows through receipts where she had to decorate not just the party, but also the private SMEX parties that happened in conjunction with the VMAs, boxing matches, and events. Again, these are her words in page 6. Go Google the article. Yes, I clipped it out of order, but y'all can figure it out. So I did a little digging. And look what I found. I found this article in InStyle magazine from 2003, Heavenly Host. And it is talking about how Diddy is the best host in the world. They're talking about his August Hamptons party. Don't forget that picture of Jay-Z and Diddy sitting by each other. That was from his August 2003 Hamptons party, which I believe he had before the VMAs, because the VMAs, Video Music Awards, for 2003 was in the 28th. Okay. Again, I am believing that all the stuff this girl's talking about actually happened in 2003. I could be wrong. I'm sharing my evidence. You let me know what you think, right? They talk about how no attention to detail, all white. Look at right there. There's Ashton Kutcher right there looking like a creep. In my opinion, I do not know if Ashton Kutcher is a scumbag, dirtbag, or creep, but he appears to be a scumbag, dirtbag, or creep to me. But I do not know personally. Okay? It is my opinion that he may be. All right? You see all these people, and you see this whole heavenly host. Okay? Now, the interesting thing is Still not a lot of information. Who is the actual host? Who is your party planner? She can break this right open. We are stupid if we believe that Diddy was holding this in his Manhattan apartment. We're stupid if we believe that Diddy wasn't literally throwing parties in Bergen, New Jersey. He absolutely was, but that was not his main place of residence, okay? And he never really lived there. So look at this, because even after he sold his New York residence, right? He continued. This is how much he didn't stay in Bergen for that Alpine house. Even after he sold his New York residence, and you can look this up, right? If you want, I'll do a live tomorrow. Well, not a live, I'll do a video. We ain't doing a live again. You can look it up that after he sold his New York residence, he owned the whole building. He sold the apartment building, and then he stayed there and paid the owner rent of $30,000 a month to keep that place. That's how much this mofo was not living in Jersey. He was paying rent on a place that he sold the building and stayed in one of the units and was paying rent to the new owner. All right. Diddy threw crazy parties in Jersey. Now, let's get into this. So, you see what I'm saying? 2003, still searching. But you know your girl's resourceful. So, what did I do? That's right. I found on eBay, Bad Boy, because Diddy's Page Six and New York Post both confirm that Diddy's party planner for the year 2003, from 2000 to 2003, is the same person. Around 2004 to 2005, it went into different party planners. Your girl searched and searched and searched and went through internet archives and blogs and everything. And I came upon this eBay listing. What? Bad Boy Puff Daddy P. Diddy Biggie Smalls White Party 2003 invite in hip hop. It is being sold right now for $1,000. You can own a piece of history. They still have the invite. This was groundbreaking. But what do you see right here on the invite when you zoom in? What do you see, right? This is the white party, right? The white party is Sunday, August 31st, from 4 to 10 p.m. Now, after 10 p.m., remember when Denzel said you got to leave before the devil comes? Sean P. Diddy Combs cordially invites you to the absolute white party. And here we have the party planner's name, info and RSVP, J.R. Rosenbaum Events, Jessica Rosenbaum, who is a renowned party planner. And once you know her name, it's all up and down Diddy's world, is the party planner. Now listen, I know they gave anonymous names. I know they didn't want to source. I know they didn't want to get involved, but we cannot deny what was found on YouTube for $1,000. Somebody that attended that party that got an invite is selling their actual acrylic invite that was, and the party planner's name is right there on the invite.
She just like me, because she said we found it right there on YouTube, and she meant to say eBay. It's on eBay. That's on eBay. But, and she yawning all over the place. I'm like, dang, there has been times I yawn a little bit and try to yawn with my mouth closed. Guys, y'all don't know how difficult it is to sit here and do all this research for you guys. Us YouTubers work very hard. This is not easy, man. You gotta get the right camera, set things up, make sure, and you're a one-person show. But anyway, with that all being said, that is awesome, man. That is, oh my God. When you start putting your stamp on everything, the Music Recording Network, and we sponsoring a show and everything, you're leaving footprints, you're leaving history, but you're not knowing, oh shuck, this mess is gonna come back and bite me. Look at it, you see the Sean logo, you see somebody else's logo, and you see somebody else's logo. And this stuff is, oh my God, young. That's vicious. That's vicious right there. So I think this might be a good place to stop, man, because we try to make our videos 1 hour. Yeah, we are right at the 1 hour, and plus this the next what is this is an hour. The next hour is 40 minutes. That's an hour. Yeah, 40 minutes. So we're gonna make this into a part 2. But one of the things that I really learned, what I learned today was, you don't have to be 100% on point, man. The courts allow for a mistake or two. It's been 25 years, man. Ain't nobody gonna know exactly. Well, Eminem, you know, but the other people, well, they wasn't there. Yeah, you're right, they wasn't there because she got the dates wrong. 2000, she thought it was 2000, it's 2003. And I thought that was a big no. I thought she's saying that this group, I don't know the name, y'all, with the lead guitar player and whatever, this group, this rock group, was, she's saying that yeah, because they performed and I remember talking to them about the tattoo. So she's saying this out of her mouth, this Jane Doe lady. She's saying this with the autism. She's saying this out of her mouth that she was talking about his tattoo because I'm into religion and all this stuff. Okay, so she remembers that. That's a strong thing to remember. You might not remember the date too well. I could have sworn it was in 2000 because I remember my cousin did this and my aunt and uncle, whatever. Nah, but we did all that in 2003 because 2003, they was there. And all this stuff that's trying to be, when I finish this, I'm gonna go and actually do some research on seeing how much I can get off the internet. All this stuff she's saying is being scrubbed away. It's a lot of stuff being scrubbed away, but there's a website called the Time Machine or something like that. I can't remember. And I go back and I can see some of my old websites that I used to build back in the day. That's never, you can't get to them. Some of me and my friends and everything, we was building websites trying to be rich in network marketing, multi-level marketing. We did all kinds of stuff that's not on the internet no more. But you go to the Time Machine, you can find this stuff. So yeah, she is good. God dang, girl, you good. Tisha Tales, love her, man. Check her channel out and everything. But one more thing. But I do remember, and I'm pretty sure once you see the video and everything, I remember Eminem getting up with 50 Cent with that sky blue sweatsuit on. I remember that. I remember watching the TV. I remember where I was at. I don't remember what year it was. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember like what I had on, what I did that day. And I don't even remember what the TV looked like, but I do remember seeing him get up and them go up there. You see what I'm saying? So all the other stuff I don't remember. So, and she was saying that what a lot of times what you should do is go back to an event that's 25 years ago if you're that old, you know, or if you are 25, because a lot of people are just hitting 25. Do 15 or 20 years ago, you know, not when you're a little kid. And it's funny because when I was a little kid, 4, 5, or 6 years old, I remember little small parts of my life. I don't know why I'm keeping this one memory in my mind, but I remember it. And I was on the big wheel. I remember it. I remember it was cold out. I remember having the hood on while I'm riding my big wheel and the little clicker thing fell off. I remember that. You know, me and my dad was looking for the clicker thing, and I got tired of looking, so I picked up a leaf, man. I picked up a leaf to show my dad. Hey, Dad, I found it. and he smacked the leaf out of my hand because I got tired of looking for it. I remember this. I didn't want to look no more. I wanted to just ride the big wheel. So I tried to, as a kid, I tried to act like I found it. Here, Dad, I found it. Boy, he smacked it. That ain't it. As a kid, I didn't know how to tell my dad that okay, we didn't find it. I just want to get back on the big wheel and ride. I remember that. And it's like, it's going to be in my memory for the rest of my life. Cause I don't know why I remember that. I just remember that. But anyway, I'm glad to understand that, I'm really glad to understand that the courts actually give leniency, especially when all these years go past. She's a little different. And one of the things that autistic, one of the things I have experienced with all these autistic people that I know, I have never seen a compulsive liar. They are so busy. They know they are different. They know they're a little slow, I guess, or whatever. So they try their best to do the best they can. So they try to do everything right. That's one thing I do know. I think people that, Down syndrome, a little different, and I think they more right than us because we lie to each other, we steal, we sneak. They trying to do everything right. They trying to do the best they can to fit in. So they don't want to lie. Ooh, that's wrong. They know wrong from right, and they try to do right way better than we do. With that being said, I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all stay tuned for part 2. That's coming up real soon. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell me Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.